Okay, I think I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. Cool. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Question number 1. How'd you get started in the esports scene and what kept you in it? Got started in the esports scene. I got started in the esports scene mostly because like I couldn't play video games anymore because it was really hard to do that with kids, and so I started watching video games. I started watching video games.
That's so depressing. That also knocked me out. That also knocked me out when I couldn't fucking kick flashlight or stuff. I'm so sorry.
With Husky StarCraft's channel. I guess I should try to maybe stream my desktop as I'm answering these questions. Would that make the most sense? Or should I bring in like other people into the stream to kind of answer the questions as well? That might also work. Or maybe I try to talk while I'm still answering them. Let's discover eSport in December 2014 with Husky StarCraft's channel. Then was really passionate changing the world through eSport because I think it is the next global sport for youth today. What's the difference between traditional sports coaching and esports coaching? Where do you see yourself ending up in, let's say, 1 or 2 months? Where's your end goal ideal? How much would be your best single advice to any sort of competitor if you could say one thing? Much love, keep doing the great things you're doing and inspiration. What's the difference between traditional sports coaching and esports coaching? Number 1, the players have more power, which is a good thing because it means that coaches have to develop their methods instead of relying on authoritarian practices inherited from their previous coaches. Number 2, players will always know more about the game than the coach. But that is somewhat true in professional sport as well at elite level. You can coach from a distributed position, which brings all the challenges of... Are you headed out, Logo?
What? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see my girlfriend and I'll be back around like midnight.
Awesome. I'll probably still be up doing my AMA or streaming or something. If I order food here, does it come to the front door and then I gotta go pick it up?
Yeah, and then they'll call you and then you gotta go press like the 333 shit.
Okay. They'll call my phone from the front door and I'll just run out and grab it. Okay, cool. What's like the website in LA to order food from?
Yelp or
just Yelp.
Grubhub.
Oh, Grubhub?
Yeah.
Oh, Grubhub and they deliver. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll take a break from the AMA and actually go buy like some tea or something like that down in Sawtell. What brings communicating over the internet and coaching people who are not in the same room. So behavior change has to be internal and can't be controlled as much externally. Whoa. I gotta edit this because I used the number sign. Save. Where do you see yourself ending up in, let's say, 1 or 2 months? Where's your end goal? I want to be the founder of a school that helps players develop themselves. I also want to be the CEO of that fives esport coaches to solve the problem of coaching quality at pro level, provides excellent coach training, and for the budding teacher scene. What's the single best advice to any sort of competitor, if you could say one thing? How do I pop out the live, streaming chat so that I can, if I can pop out chat so I can have it pop out chat. Sweet. I'm going to have it beside my AMA. Okay. Hello, Kitsune LOL coaching. Awesome. That's better. Now I can interact with my live stream chat at the same time as I am answering questions. What would be your single best piece of advice to any sort of competitor, if you could say one thing? Lean into the pressure. To pressure, don't be afraid of anything inside your body. Okay. Do you play the game often? If so, what's your account rank? Thanks for the AMA. I played the game a massive amount until November 2014. I'm on EU Northeast Aurora and highest rank I achieved was West End. I'm on EU Northeast. Oh, stop deleting my thing. Diamond 5. Did you work any... Oh, hello. Where is the AMA thread? It's on Reddit. I think... here, I can send the link, if I can find it. Here's the link. Super Tobin. Any recommended books for turning pressure into focus? I don't have a recommended book, Icarus Stitcher, but I guess my recommended videos would be headspace.com, Tara Brach, mindfulness training, or I haven't really read any books, sorry. Did you work in any other sports before working esports? If so, what sports were they? Yes. Swimming and American soccer. And soccer, played tennis, soccer, and swam. How does it feel to work with two different teams and beating them the very next time you face them? Very fun. And also sad. Because I love my athletes. How does it feel to fuck these in the ass? I didn't do that. Dardock did. Piglet did.
stuff today.
Yeah. Careful, I'm streaming. I think Dardak is too. That was awesome.
We won. We qualified for majors.
With Simple, who broke down on stage, I saw.
And
Very happy. Hey, doggy, do you want
It
to be
was
on
like
camera?
after the game. I don't know if you saw Reddit, but it was like the 10 top posts. Like 9 of them were about Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And then we qualified for the next round in Shanghai majors for Dota.
For Dota?
3 million.
Wow.
So they're in the quarterfinals for $3 million for Dota. And then
I heard Dota is really hard to monetize.
Oh, it's awful. It's a waste of money.
So it's just basically for
Branding.
branding.
Yeah,
That's tough.
yeah, it's tough. The guys are. The team is annoying to deal with.
Are they reliable to jump ship at any moment? Is that, oh, maybe I should.
No, they'll be with
They're
Team
loyal.
Liquid. It's just our contracts end right after the international.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see if we want to still be in Dota. It's just the Dota community is so selfish. Don't
Well,
see the
they
bigger
have to
picture.
fight for everything that they get,
Yeah.
and everything that they get that they earn, they feel like they fought for. So
Yeah.
it's,
At the same time, we're not providing the same kind of value that we are here. There's
Right.
no training camp and coaches and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So, what are you gonna do? We have to move them into a house, and then you're adding more
costs and
teams.
stuff.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
may as well just buy really, really good players. Hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. So you head out tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow at 8 p.m. But I think I'll be leaving in the morning.
Morning? Okay.
Yeah, and kind of just like taking my one day off in LA to visit friends.
Nice.
And then
Well, good job this week. Thank you very
you
much.
as well. The players just really, really put in the effort. Especially Josh and Guanjing. They really buckled down hard. So
That was good. It was a clean win. You could tell their mindset. So it's so funny how at least we can see how much mindset affects what they do. It has nothing to do with whether they're capable or not. It's everything to do with mindset.
yeah, I mean that's true in everything you do, from entrepreneurship to parenting.
You're right.
So
Okay.
it really is the driver of everything that makes us human, I think.
That is
And,
very true.
I really like, in the last 5 to 10 years, people have realized that sports psychology is less about sport and more about
Mental.
performance, and about like how there's this entire division of psychology that's dedicated to trying to bring low performing mental instability like up to normal. And then there's this entire branch that's dedicated to taking like average and making it awesome. And learning that like this isn't just for sport, like this is for everybody. Because like just like studying sports psychology and applying it to my life has improved everything that I'm doing in terms of just my everyday living. And that's been the most exciting part for me, is realizing like
The impact.
and just the way that like psychology has kind of been sucked into that field where they have to focus so much on, you know, mental health, and we see it as like so you go there when you're broken instead of being like, oh, what could I be, you know, if I was just able to like be even more awesome than I already am.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I think that's what it's really the exciting part for me, is seeing like people who just like already have it together, you know, and more or less are like at the top of their fields, and asking them like, hey, like, have you optimized everything? Could you push it even farther?
That's Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You said many things about it, actually.
Yeah, I watched a lot of his videos. I was so happy when he started like opening up on YouTube about his mindset, and just kind of
Very
talking
true.
about the way that he thinks.
When he finds something that works, he does it. But he's not apprehensive to try things that he doesn't know. Come on, Jill.
The Team Liquid dance. Wow. Excited to have fun. Well, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, it was good to have you.
And I'm glad that you enjoyed summer as well.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
So,
Yeah.
did she talk to you about energy?
She did.
Okay.
I told her to chat with you,
Mm.
figure out stuff, and get back to me.
Okay.
I told her, I said, don't, I respect more the relationships that we have in the community, and she needs to fulfill any kind of things that she needs to do.
Yeah.
And just
So,
get it done.
I mean, we don't have any sort of like employee-employee relationship. Summer and I, it's just like mentor-mentee,
Kind of.
and with Mind Games Consulting. And so with energy, it was just like they really wanted something, and I couldn't be here these 2 weeks. I just need to get back to the family. And
Yeah.
she was like, I was like, are you up for it? She was like, absolutely, I'll do
So,
it. Yeah,
That's
so
what
I mean,
I
we
said.
have that. Gerard wants it. He's kind of already, I think he's already said, just bill me for it, let's go. So
Yeah.
I think that she'll do a good job. And
So I told her, I said, hey, figure that out, and let me know your availability for next week, because our challenger team needs to qualify for playoffs. Well, do well in playoffs.
their first match is in the 8th?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this upcoming week is a big week for
Oh
them.
my gosh, all right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, we could also do, I could do distance with them
Yeah.
from Finland while she's over at Energy's house.
Let me know. Follow up with Loco. Whatever you and Loco feel may help the guys. I mean, I'm all in because I need them to do well in the playoffs. It's huge. It's big for us. Big for them, obviously. So, yeah.
Well, I think like sport development is always a long-term thing, you know. And so I hesitate to say like, yeah, we should go all in for a week, and then like it doesn't work out, and like I don't know if you want to invest that kind of money in something that's not going to
Well, at the
pan
same
out. But
time,
if it's a
it's like-
long-term thing, then it's
I
much
want
more
to
viable.
create. We've talked about this. I want to create like a institution.
Yeah.
It takes the right financial resources to get that done, and but we also have to solve the short-term needs and then prepare. So that's the goal. So we're in this like weird period in time. It's like, okay, if we were to have this conversation right before summer split, that would be different than a week before playoffs with the challenger team, right? Or the week we're preparing for Vegas.
Right.
But yeah, so far so good. I'm happy with all the results. So it's been good. It's been great having you here.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I've always liked Liquid's like organization from afar. Just the effort you put into being a full business structure is really admirable, I think.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I've always thought you and Jack did a really good job, like trying to conceptualize of what esport could look like and building that before there were any examples of it or models, and that was really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been. I feel like every time I've tried, it's always like right within grasp. It's like the cliffhanger. It's like you're just like right there, but trying to make it happen. So the next big thing in probably 6 months is going to be how do we replicate everything in all of the sports, not just because simple. That kid needs work.
Yeah. That's true.
He needs a lot of work. But he's got the capability of it. So. All right, well, have a safe trip
Thanks.
back home,
Thanks.
and
You'll do my best.
we'll follow up afterwards.
Okay,
Yeah?
great. I miss you, doggy.
Start off. You want to duo?
I'm back. I was talking to Big Steve, guys. Okay. Let me peek at the chat here. How do you coach people in a group with different energy levels, maturities? You got to learn where to come in with each person, and heading in one-on-one helps a lot. DJ Tantrum. Hi, Siran. Hey, Weldon, how's my experience working with TL? TL's awesome. Definitely a really well organized group. Do you have any tips for dealing with self-doubt, performance anxiety? Tips for dealing with self-doubt, performance anxiety? Yeah, understand that your performance anxiety is really just the pressure of performance. You can't ever get rid of the pressure of performance, and so stop treating it as anxiety and see it as like a natural part of putting yourself out there, and like start seeing it as excitement or the energy that you get that allows you to focus. That's my tip. Have you worked with C9? Yes, for like 2 or 3 weeks. If so, what players have you worked with? I worked with Medios, Balls, Jensen, Sneaky, like 1 or 2 meetings, and Lamination. And Jensen was the easiest one. I just said, hey, Jensen, like, stop being afraid. And he was like, oh, you mean you give me permission to be aggressive? And I was like, yes. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go screw people and then kill them. And that was easy. And then Balls, it was more like just saying, like, hey, you're not going to be limited by your age, and you don't have some mechanical, magical threshold ceiling. Like, you just keep training and keep getting better. That's how sports works. So that was fun. I just gave them permission. Hey, Weldon, do you and Double F and Yellow Star have fundamental different ways of playing the game has impeded their ability to build synergy? How would you suggest fixing that? No. I think that having fundamental different beliefs about how the game should be played might affect their synergy, but the way that you build synergy is by duo queuing and talking a lot so that you can read each other's body language in the game without having to talk about it. Who's the most interesting player to work with? It's a good question. Most interesting player to work with? Maybe Hanser or Dardock. I don't know. I kind of like, because I just finished working with Team Liquid, right? So it was really fun to work with all those 5 guys, like Matt and Sam and Josh. That's a great perspective. Thank you very much. Why Finland? You know some Finnish. I'm from Minnesota. I'm not Finnish. Does Dardock actually have attitude issues? Is that just overhyped gossip? Dardock's attitude is what makes him good. You got to have ego if you want to be a champion. There's no way around it. Michael Jordan didn't go around saying like, I'm so sorry, I'm better than you. He went around saying like, I'm gonna crush you in this game. And when people like badmouth him before the game, he would go out and be like super mad. Didn't he punch somebody once because they were like slacking off? Which team do you think made the most progress while you were with them during this trip? Renegades. Why did you leave TSM? I didn't. They bought 1 week of me. My services. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my my client and answer more AMA stuff. Oh my god, I have many more pages. Oh gosh. Okay, hang on a sec. Jeez. A different kind of question. What is your favorite thing about lovely Isanmaa Suomen tasavalta, aka Republic of Finland? Sauna and sunlight in the summer. Summer makkara viini. How many esports psychologists are there currently in the industry that you know of, and do you think there's a demand? I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, maybe 8. And I think there is a moderate demand, but no, it's mostly for coaching. We need talent. There's somebody at the door. Hang on 1 sec, everybody.
Hey, yeah. Awesome. Fantastic. Here it is. Sorry? Is this your Postmates delivery? Fat Sal's? From where? Fat Sal's? Fat Sal's. Dardock, did you order something?
Huh?
Did you order something? Okay, so for some 6. Probably most of a lot of people. Is there David Lim? David Lim? Oh, yeah, David. Okay. Hello. Do I need to use something? Okay, I'll meet you right inside. I actually did get inside. 106. David, are you here? David. Sorry. My bad.
Oh my gosh, I was confused, delivery guy was confused, everybody was confused, but then we figured it out. Do I like CLG or TSM more? I'm a fan of CLG because of HotShotGG. I'm a fan of TSM because Andy, Reginald. So I can't say which one I like more. CLG. Sorry, David. He like answered the door, or he came to the door, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Living Legend says, hey, Weldon, it's me. I had a panic attack today during a Smash tourney, and it's never happened before. I felt like my heart was being pulled and my brain felt odd too. I think I was scared of like, I don't know, maybe I might not make it or something else. But at the same time, I'm a person who even if they're scared, they go forward. Any advice? I was able to calm down through meditation, but was still shaking. Living Legend, my advice is that you see the energy as like adrenaline, because that's what it is. That's what makes you go, bah! And when your brain gets really like tight, like everything gets really thumpy, what happens is you have more noradrenaline than adrenaline. Now, these chemicals both last about 15 to 45 seconds in the body, and you need to convert noradrenaline to adrenaline. So you have to like last through the noradrenaline surge till you get to adrenaline, and then, like your high performance state is like 4 times as much adrenaline as noradrenaline. So basically, like try to see it as energy. Understand that all of the vessels and your lungs are like contracting in your body because the smooth muscle all goes like whoop, and then you need to like take some deep breaths so that you get enough oxygen, because you're gonna have less oxygen delivery to your body because you're gonna have about 2 liters less blood pumping through your body than normal, and so you need to get like more oxygen for that as you get into the adrenaline surge and get survived through that point. And like the shaking was basically an after effect of the shock, so you need to just understand that it's gonna like kind of like readjust as you go, and just like breathe and turn that energy into focus. Try to get it all into your focus. As a fan, okay. What was your favorite thing about Isanma? I answered that on the Reddit thing. Hey Weldon, just wondering, have you any of the LCS teams asked you to stay on full time? No. If so, can you talk about why you prefer to only work on short-term contracts? Because like nobody's bothered to try to afford me yet, and so short-term contracts are the only way they can. Oh, you actually replied on Reddit right now. Oh, my bad. Player who was initially hard to get through to, but you think you had a big impact on. Initially hard to get through to, think Jaehoon, Phoenix. As a challenger player in League, what would be their most crucial steps in order to further their career into LCS, into beyond? Challenger player, most crucial steps, learning how to market yourself and sell yourself so that your brand becomes as large as your playstyle, and then understanding how to improve, analyzing like your system for how you get better, because you need to systemize that, because being an LCS player means like being the best person in the world on a new champion every week. CLG it is. Could an esports psychologist be interchangeable with coaches? Yes, it can be interchangeable with coaches. Out of all the players you've worked with, which one do you believe has the most potential? Doublelift, I guess, because I'm a fanboy. I believe in him. So I've had to retype this 3 times, but had a panic attack during Smash. I saw that the previous time. Woot, CLG. How'd you end up living in Finland? How did I end up living in Finland? Free tuition. How do you balance the meminess of esports culture with being professional and getting your message across? I use memes to get my message across. In another video, you said one of your swimming coaches applied a grind mentality to, instead of treating an individual, would cause you an injury. How does that influence your methods? Yes, it does. It influences my methods because I try to understand when players are going to burn out and stop before that. What are your thoughts on meditation and its effects on mental health? Meditation is amazing and it has a really good effect on mental health. Now that you're signed with Ember, will you work with TSMTL in the future, or are you not allowed to do? It's pretty safe to assume TSM made you an offer. What made you pick Ember? I am not locked to Ember. I just have an just am an employee. No, I'm not even an employee. Not locked to Ember. I just work with them and for them. They said it's fine if I keep working with other teams. I did not get an offer from TSM. yet. Why are you a boosted animal? I don't know what that means. Did TSM make you an offer? Not really. I'll just say no. How does it feel to be regarded as the only real esports psychologist? Awesome. Not gonna lie. Boom shakalaka. Age-old question, tits or ass? Oh wait, I gotta go back. By the way, I'm not a psychologist. A psychology trainer. Arg. Age-old question, tits or ass? Ass. Did CSM make you an offer to be their head coach? If so, why did you choose Ember? No. Because they made an offer, and also I get to be in charge of Ember Academy. Everyone loves Weldon. Everyone loves Raymond. Why do you think TSM is so inconsistent with their games? Are you able to tell from their attitude and behavior at all before a game if they'll have a really good game or a really bad one? I could probably tell if I had more access the before game stuff. But remember, there are 2 people in every game. Sometimes the other team shows up. I don't really believe in consistency or consistency in how people see it with results, like on stage. I think people are just good or bad, and good athletes can bring a certain level of performance, and I think teams are just good or bad and good at I think that game is a report card on how you are doing. Doesn't mean you didn't learn anything or grow. It's just a grade mark. Okay, let me pop over to the chat in the live stream. What are your thoughts? Okay, what suggestion would you give for a student who wants to employ sports psychology tips to study better? Learn about acceptance and commitment. Go read about like Alcoholics Anonymous and what acceptance commitment is. And I think that there's a researcher by the name of mindfulness in education. Kabat-Zinn? Kabat-Zinn. That's his name. Kabat. Oh, come on, autocorrect. Don't do that. Zinn. That's the guy's name for studying. Kabat-Zinn like deployed mindfulness in education, and I think that like that's the person who you want to read. He has some pretty good books. Just look for his like most reviewed book on Amazon. I think it's like wherever you are, there you are, or something like that. Here, wherever I am, here I am. I don't know. You seem to understand how to teach, how to deal with failure. What about success? Can too much success be bad? Success is only bad if you let it get to you, I guess. Can you tell a bit about Ember Academy for aspiring players, as you call it, and how it would help make a Diamond 3 top laner looking to make push for challenge this year? yes, Ember Academy is going to launch with online training and then eventually live training to help people like progress in League of Legends. It's going to be composed of like actual strategic like game training, but also like the kind of stuff I do, performance training, like mindset, how to learn better, how to learn faster, how to learn more effectively with less time spent. Well, then I feel that I understand I need to make an inside-out approach to success, focus on myself, but how do you recommend driving myself through frustrating circumstances to focus on myself? Priorities. Learn the difference between prioritization and task lists. So like priorities mean you have to do something and sacrifice doing something else, which means you need to understand yourself and what you want and what you're motivated by. So you can say like, I will do this, I will not do this. Task lists are like, oh, I need to do all this stuff and like I can't do it all and I'm so lazy and look at me. So yeah, priorities versus task lists. That's the basic kind of thing, and you need self-awareness to prioritize stuff. So like the one thing Bjergsen's really good at is prioritizing stuff instead of making a task list of the stuff to do. Ember Academy will be content all the way through. Like there's more ways to pay than money, right? You can also pay with your email address. Like it says on the Ember Academy page right now, like give us your email address. And like there'll probably be tons of free stuff and some really, really cheap stuff. But like, yeah, live training like in LA in the actual Ember Academy building probably cost money. Why do you think TSM does well one game and they get stomped the next? I answered that a little bit on Reddit, Icarus. Advice for getting over a mental block against going against someone who's considered, like, for example, top 10 in state for Smash or like an LCS player. See the opponent as a rival who's like closer to you in skill level. So just try to play against somebody who like you are, who's just in front of you in terms of skill level. You have to be able to believe that you can beat them. So if it helps to like see them as a rival, or you can pursue mastery. You can just try to play the most perfect game that you can play by giving it your all. I'm going to pause and go to Reddit at Justin's comment. Okay, on a scale of 1 to banana, how much do you miss Bjergsen and his charm? Banana. Do you have a degree in sports psychology? If so, where from? Yes, from University of Uvascular. What is your favorite food? Oh, actually, let me link this Reddit thread in my Slack group. General. There. Okay. What is the most important thing to practice in order to climb the ladder other than mindset? Map movement. What's your favorite food? Ice cream. Meat. Oh, I still have my Finnish keyboard. Just a sec. It seems you have a pretty strong relationship and understanding of TSM Double Lift. I was wondering what he is working on to be the best he possibly can be with what you showed him. He's working on his decision making. I think he's fairly happy with his mechanical level. Not sure. I think he's sure. My mic was making cyborg sounds. Sorry. I'm on like Wi-Fi, so I don't know if actually the stream will be like super doable. I keep hearing how there's a different mindset and culture between Western players and the Eastern players. It was pointed out in the newest Summoning Insight where Amazing goes, if we could have done this, could have done that, etc., while Koreans go, I'm ashamed of performance X. Do you think this is actually an issue? How should Westerners go about handling this? Shame is pretty bad. It is pretty bad in general. the thing pushing the East ahead is their organizational prowess and their automatic mentoring system. Shame holds people back. Merci. Haha, you're right. Direct Play was mine, but I mean, you helped to some degree, is what I'm referring to. Can you recommend reading for some people who want to get their foot in the door and begin learning a little about psychology, what to do? Yeah. Top Dog, The Science of Winning and Losing. Amazon.com. Let me find the link. Top Dog. My computer's like, you're streaming, why? It's pretty hard. Okay, let's go back to my inbox and see. Oh my gosh, I have so many questions. Are you still available for quick talks? Is my dad. I'm streaming right now. Do you want to ask questions, Dad? I'll give him the link to my stream. Just a sec. And here's my AMA. How exciting is that for a father? And here's my AMA I'm doing. Oh, I should have put the link in the YouTube in the dashboard. Shoot, basic info. I wonder if I can save this now. Wait, what happened to my stream? My stream gone? Is my stream gone? Okay, can you recommend reading? Okay, give that one. Do you have any insider knowledge on the romance between Spirit and Forbidden? True Love. Basically, you want to create more esport Weldons. That's actually a good idea, also an untapped idea. How do you like your steak? Clearly. Weldon. What's the biggest problem? Actually, JK, medium rare. Well. What's the biggest problem most of the teams you have worked with that you help them work to fix? Focus under pressure and real aggression versus passive aggressive. Okay, I'm going to scroll up and try to answer Justin's question. In NA, there's a culture of having fun or don't be so try-hard or looking cool. But things that drive results are often try-hard or uncool, like yoga. How do you overcome this? Any teams just change? Yeah, I overcome this by trying to build up professional identity. Saying, like, if you want to be a champion, this is what you do. If you don't want to be a champion, continue pissing around. Sassy McGee says, do you think the common solo queue mentality of it's not me, it's my team is beneficial or detrimental to a player since it shows confidence and positivity towards self? Or is the denial more detrimental? I think that it's denial and more detrimental. Sassy, I think that people who are self-critical are more able to easily improve. So you're blind to your own mistakes if you always think it's your team. Eric Smith, how do you handle your best friends telling you that don't think you deserve your ranking because it's higher than theirs and because they think they're better than you? Just laugh and enjoy their company if you want to be their friends. How do I remain calm while Kashmir Fire. How do I remain calm while in, for example, a pre-made 5-man team, all talking on a Skype or TeamSpeak at the same time? Makes me play much worse because it stresses me out. Kashmir Fire, let's start listening to music and like random stuff when you play and learn to tune out like audio input. Like imagine, okay, Kashmir Fire, I want you to look at your screen right now, where I am, and like unfocus your eyes and just look and see that you can actually see everything to the periphery all the time. So like if you hold your hands out to the side and wiggle your fingers, or if you put them where your keyboard is, you can actually see them. If you keep your eyes locked on the screen but unfocused. So what you realize is actually you're tuning out like, what is that, like 99% of your field of view when you're playing League of Legends. You're like so focused on the screen, you still see everything. It's going to your brain, it's just going boing when it gets there. Sound is the same. If you were in the zone, you wouldn't hear it, okay? So you have to be really good at stuff going to your head and bouncing off. And for that, you have to focus completely on what you need to do. So learn how to control your focus and your attention more. And the more 100% you can control your attention, the more you're able to ignore stuff that like is unnecessary. So yeah, go to headspace.com or go to Tara Brock's website and start training your attention. Blah, 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 blah. How can I turn my anxiety into something positive in more traditional sports? Realize it's not anxiety, that it's pressure, and start seeing it as excitement. What do you do while you're performing? This is from Living Legend. What do you do while you're performing in an esport and you keep messing up something mechanical that you know you are good at? I know being aware and accepting it is good and focusing on the moment is important. I try to always focus on the opponent, but is there something like I could say to myself or something? So understand that if you're messing up something that you're good at, you're not actually good at it, right? You're just good at doing it not under pressure. So now you have to train a new skill, which is being good at it under pressure. That's a different thing. So first of all, accept that you're not good at it and focus on getting good at it under pressure. And tell yourself, I can do this right now and I will get better every time. Where are you, at a hotel? No, I'm at the Liquid House. See, there's Darduck over there. Hello. How was it getting interviewed in front of 200,000 people today? It was super fun. Are you doing a tour through the entire LCS team list? Kind of. As a top 50 player in NA and graduating high school in 3 months, what should my biggest focus as I transition to trying to get noticed? How can I market myself to better teams and stand out? Twitter, Snapchat, marketing. No, probably YouTube. Actually, YouTube is probably the best way at demo gaming. I would start making videos explaining stuff about the game. And then start like being super nice in your games and like trying to teach people as politely as possible. And be a mentor to people. Who is your favorite player to work with? I think I tried to answer this before, but I couldn't very well. I would just finish with Team Liquid, so the Team Liquid guys right now are my favorite. Yeah, your stream's gone, don't listen to these trolls. Medium Rare Master Race. Top 3 anti-tilt mechanics after games. Doing something else, any sort of physical activity, and boba tea. What is your best advice for playing during a loss streak? I mean, a lot of people say just stop playing, but I think that isn't the best advice. During a loss streak, I just stop playing and try to master myself. Because like during a loss streak, the one thing I don't want to do is stop. The one thing I don't want to do is like stop and suffer with that. I want to like finish it and finally get a win. So what I do is instead, I stop and I force myself to be okay with the fact that I suck, which is way harder than to just keep looking for that satisfaction. And that actually made me a better player and a better person. What are the top 3 things you feel you need to improve on as an esports psychology trainer? I have a whole bunch. I'm trying to figure out the top 3. I think dedication. So like mastering my schedule so that I have more time for people. Strategic game knowledge. And my knowledge of instrumental motivation, like motivation outside of just like internal motivation. How do I overcome ranked anxiety? Normalize it, print face. So just like do it a bunch and pretend you're not actually playing ranked. Don't play anything else. This is how I would do it. Never play anything else ever again. Justin, can you share a personal story of breakthrough you had in performance and what mental changes you need to overcome that plateau? Yeah, I was like silver 5, bronze 2 to silver 5 until I decided like I wanted to improve in 2 games a day or less, and then I focused during those 2 games, and like within like 6 weeks or something I was like plat 3, and I just need to focus on like understanding my decision making. So I figured my mechanics were fine, so I just started playing Assassins, where if you make the wrong decision, you're screwed the whole game. Okay, I'm going to pause on Francis Amuvala's cat face, and I'm going to go over to Reddit and answer a bunch. Already answered. Since sports psychology has to work with player mentality, was it difficult working with foreign players, especially players who have little fluency in English, causing them to have the inability? Yes, it was hard. It was hard, but we worked through some stuff. Okay. Good luck, bro. Thanks. How long has it been since coaching supporting staff has been recognized as important for esports? I'm going over that role. About 2 seasons. I think TSM pioneered it with Loco Doco. I think that CLG pioneered it with me all last year in 2015. Cutest player you've worked with? Cutest. Spirit. Alright, I gotta ask this. Are you a CLG or TSM fan? I mean, he's a fan. I'm a fan of everybody. If you could give a piece of advice to the average person who plays League to help keep their mentality about the game in the right place, what would it be? Learn to be okay with yourself. Your goals in the game. Self-awareness. Did you coach C9? Tell us anything about Rush? Nope, I worked with C9 for a few weeks. The Medios Jensen roster. While it's easy to have extrinsic motivators, performance bonuses, I believe that research shows the elite level performance required deep intrinsic motivation. Can intrinsic motivation be learned or taught? Is it something you interview, scout for before you're a player? Drive should be scouted. External motivation is only a way to operate on internal motivation. Everything is internal motivation, but motivation is on top of drive as a cyclical system. Will they always know more? This is a route. At elite level, yes. Who has been the most interesting player to work with? Most interesting player to work with? Not the most fun. I don't know. Most interesting player to work with. Darshan. Do you see yourself as a god everyone else does, or do you think people in esports just have never experienced what you do? Out of the teams you have worked for so far, which were you most impressed with as far as organizations go? Most professional, most driven, most polite, etc. Fnatic is the most impressive organization. TSM was the most polite. What was the most driven? I think Fnatic was probably the most driven. CLG was the most driven. What do you think about Rylance over Stallone? I'm not sure who Rylance is. Do you eventually want to stay with the team long term? That'd be nice. How different is the mentality between lower tier teams you work with and the higher tier ones? So mentality having to do with their standings. Mostly it's player skill, mentality has a big part in that. But it's easier to focus on high-end sports psychology when you are the work of becoming top tier. Are there any teams you really want to work with or any that you want to go back to? Fnatic, Splice, who's I've been really busy for recently. CLG, but they have their own guy now. Who has been too busy for me? Splice, who I have been too busy for. Their own guy now, because it's such a fun environment. Renegades, because oh my god, the food and amazing views. How much talent in esports do you think mindset is one fixed one? Do you see mindsets? Innate talent is not anything esport, but your mindset can be strongly influenced by your, so mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Can by your genetics and how you were raised. So in a way, it's partly about your nature and nurture. What do you see in the mindsets of stand-up competitors set them apart from the average top players? Massive ambition and the ability to prioritize and sacrifice. Okay, let me pop over to the stream again. If TSM offered you a position in the staff, head coach, etc., would you possibly taken it? Depends on the offer. Charles Schilling, I probably would not have taken like a head coach position because Ember offered me like a third of the company, practically. Or, you know, like working over an entire division. So you could think of it like a vice president kind of role. Living Legend X21, but what if you are on a loss streak, but even though you want to win, you also kept playing to master yourself and emotions? Sure. I guess that makes sense. But I would just like take it as a challenge. What does your approach to augmenting LoL performance change for best of threes and best of fives compared to best of one? It changes because the nutritional needs of a best of one and a best of 3 or 5 are different, and the reset is much more important. So Jeremy Golden, it goes more into CSGO style training, where you get that reset. Super Sniper LoL, any tips for setting goals? I'm not sure whether to set my sights on a certain rank or something else. For example, I ended up Plat 3 and have set high diamond as a goal. Is that a good idea or no? I would say your goal should not be high diamond. It should be like challenger. Set your goal higher, and then figure out what it looks like during a day to go from there to there. Demonte Gaming, best way to get into meditation. Tara Brach's website, TaraBrach, or headspace.com, or Ember Academy soon. In Diamond, how should I be setting goals? Towards a dream goal, LCS, or incrementally? Both, Aman Barar. I'm mindful of all my goals. I'm not sure. You need the ambition. So you need to have an ambition and understand that your ambition or your drive, like the secret kind of goal of where you want to be eventually, that needs to be awesome. And the more awesome it is, the more spectacular of a person you can become. But then your like step goals are things that you kind of like design to be motivational and step towards stuff. Super Tobin, do you think playing assassins accelerate learning because they get after the rest of the game if you make one mistake? Yes, exactly, Super Tobin. Assassins punish every single mistake. You can't make a single mistake in lane, or you're useless. And then in a team fight, you can't go in too early, or you're useless. You can't go in too late, or you're useless. You can't go in on the wrong target, or you're useless. So, like, assassins train decision making, which is what tanks allow you to be lazy about. Jay Choi, what are the things that regular people we can do as players to improve in any way? Learn what you're motivated by, figure out what you want from the game, and don't mess around with stuff that you don't need or want. That thinking face. Super Tobin, he said yes already helps you focus on your decision making. You need to work on that. This is amazing. Thanks for this. You're welcome. You should go and love yourself. Justin Mind Games Bieber. I have been playing on a collegiate team, Noah Gonzalez, and have been looking for a way to calm myself before matches. Any tips? Yes. Do you need to calm yourself? Step one. So I would say no, unless your like mind is frantic. But what I want you to do is see all of your physical energetic energy and frantic energetic energy as energy, pressure, deriving energy. So you're ramping up energy. Testosterone ramps up energy production in the body, gets you ready for like a fight. So try to channel the energy into focus if you can. Just bring it in to the mind. Why do you choose to live in Finland? Peter asked, why do I choose to live in Finland? I choose to live in Finland because at first it was free tuition, and now it's like just an amazing country to live in. Einaren says, hi, I'm from Norway. Glad you enjoy some Scandinavian nature. Have you heard of the Sami people? Yes, I've heard of the Sami people. I'm in Nordic nature, not Scandinavian nature, because Finland is not Scandinavia, it's Nordic. And the Sami people are awesome. What are your thoughts on Piglet? I know he practices every waking hour, but what else? He's super mentally tough and hilarious as heck. What do you think is the most impressive thing about the people behind you, Team Liquid? Most impressive thing is their attempt to make the 10-man roster a real thing, and they're striving to push the bubble in esport beyond what people conceive into like what they perceive it should be, instead of just settling for trying to copy what other people are doing. Hasuj, have you noticed any major differences in player mindset between NA and EU? Which region do you prefer? I have not noticed any differences, but I've only worked with two amazing teams in the EU, Fnatic and Splice, and they're both super dedicated. I like NA because it's like LA, holy crap, it's cool, but I like EU because it's more laid back and it's more European and it's closer to my house. It's like a 2.5-hour flight. What course did you do at uni? I did I did a bachelor's degree in mathematics and English, and then I did a Bachelor of Arts degree, and then I did a master's degree in sports psychology. Then we'll answer my freaking question on Reddit. I'm getting there, boy Lazarus. I'm sorry. Would you work with CSGO teams? I imagine you would be warmly welcomed. I would love to work with CSGO teams. None of them, I think, have bothered to try to afford me yet. Is it a bad thing that you're smarter than people you're playing against, or is it a good thing? It's a good thing. Do you still have time to play League of Legends? No. If you went back for a week, what would you do different? Did any player stand out during your stay? If I went back to... Huh? If I went back maybe to TSM for a week? I think DJ... Oh, to CLG. What would I do different? I would do the same thing. It worked. We won North American Regionals. We freaking crushed it. Yeah. What are some of the challenges, if any, of building a career in a relatively new industry and also raising a family? What are some of the challenges? Lack of time. And fear, if you're an immigrant, getting deported from the country. What are your thoughts on Bjergsen? Any strengths and weaknesses that are easy to point out? Only strengths. He's awesome. his system of betterment is bar none. How long will you be staying at NA? For another 20 hours. Okay. Let me check my Skype. Somebody messaged me. 14 through 30. Talk to Crystal. Her mom is staying. Okay. Back to how did Minnesota end up in Finland? Free tuition. Can you just a picture of your feet? A picture of my feet. Okay. I'll show you on my stream. Sexy Swedish boots. Swedish boots. Labris 101. How are you liking the LoL professional scene? Do you see yourself helping other players in different games like CSGO, for example? Yes. Since esports is rising in popularity, do you see it becoming known as a real sport? Yes. It's a real sport. It's not a traditional sport. Since specialized coaches and psychologists are becoming more and more common, do you see your job becoming a more needed resource in LoL? Thanks in advance. One. Yes, I already worked a little with CLGCS. Go, can't wait to do others. 2, it is a real sport, not a traditional sport though. 3, coaches, yeah, sports psychology, not as much. Since coaches should be able to do most of what psychology brings to the table, there are not that many elite teams that can afford it. Do you think you might be able to join TSM on their journey to IEM? Nope. Heard that another crisis came up. Nope. Heard negative about that one. What team would you vote for if you didn't work for any? GLG. Love your appearance. Any little tips to improve everybody's daily life? Or TSM. Love your appearance. I'm an original fanboy of the Andy George rivalry. Love your appearance. Any tips to improve somebody's daily life? Learn to live in the moment and experience reality. Are you the guy that makes people meditate? Quit making these guys meditate. Humans don't have magic. Stop meditating. Stop it. No. I won't. Try to make me. How important do you believe a good coach can affect a team? 1%, but that's pretty important at the top. Percent at the top, that's pretty important. Because that's the difference between 12th and champions. In youth, the importance of a coach is everything. All losses in this world are due to one's lack of ability. Thoughts on this quote from a developmental psychology point? Nope. There is luck and providence in sport and life. Can you tell about your steps toward becoming a psychology trainer if you're interested in the field? Sure. Athlete, volunteer coach, teacher, coach, assistant coach,
Oh, I see.
Head coach. Sports psychology degree. Coach. Psychology trainer. How much does it cost to buy you for a week? Maybe too personal. More importantly, for personal interest of mine, we had an exchange about how to study it better. About $4,000.
Oh, it's not really.
Dollars.
We have a joke with Santa Fun because we have a clip of him like suiciding to.
More importantly, for personal interest of mine, we had an exchange about how to study it better a few days ago. Unless you have a great content marketing deal to toss in. More importantly, for personal interest of mine, we had an exchange about how to study it better a few days ago in some random thread. What is the #1 5-minute prep guide with sports psychology tips to help students? #1 5-minute prep guide with sports psychology tips to help students. That's like a really complex question that would be really long to answer. But I think the #1 thing, first thing is to learn to love pressure. Second thing is to learn to prioritize things and forego or sacrifice for your #1s. Including sacrificing emotional stuff like satisfaction and rewards. Stoicism, i.e. Stoicism.
Mid something butter, yes.
Basically, Stoicism. Do you have any insight on how music playing in the background can affect performance in game? Do you have? Yeah, it can have an impact. It can distract you, energize you, or do nothing, depending on how you use it. It's a tool. Your brain is the metric of usability. What pro player left the biggest impact on you and how did they do it?
Something like
By having a system of improvement was so similar to what I teach. Was amazing. I gotta get a drink. Just a sec, guys. Ugh. This is for my cough that I had. Apparently it pulled some muscle or something. Oh, so I had a cough for a week that was really bad. I think I pulled some muscles. It's really sore when I cough. So I got this like cough syrup that has pain reliever in it. And I got these tablets to like help the inflammation go down or whatever. Oof. Ah, so sore. Ugh. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I should probably hop back to the stream and see where I left off. Where did I leave off? Can somebody help? Okay, here we go. Andres GG, how long will we be singing today? Charles Schilling, if you ever went back for a week, what would you do different? And did any players stand out during your stay? Bjergsen stood out. If I went back for a week, what would I do different? Not much. Maybe some small improvements here and there. The biggest thing I've had has been nervousness and fear of embarrassment. I want to perform to the best of my ability, but I'm terrified about embarrassment. Well, embarrassment isn't really real. It's only in your head. Sorry to tell you. Noah, it's really hard to get over though, and I think that like mastering that means that you can do anything. So good luck trying to realize that it's only in your head and trying to master it. I did that recently. The most recent time I did that, by the way, it never gets easier. You don't learn how to get over embarrassment, you just learn how to like feel it and not care. So the thing that I basically did was learn how to feel it and not care. But I have to do that every time I do it. Like it only works when I'm really motivated. If I'm not really motivated, I can't do it. So motivation is pretty important for it. I can't get this piece of chocolate off my finger. This is annoying. Just like go on the... Dang it. Just a sec.
Objectives. Objectives over closed us. Let me just read it. Read. One second.
Okay. Parks mostly says, with your future is psychology. What about you? What about shaping it? It's going to be awesome. It's going to mostly teach coaches how to work, and I am going to shape it. My goal and ambition is to shape it completely. Dark Knight, so Weldon, you're going to move to NA? Nope. Just didn't temporarily visit for a long time. Dark Knight's pizza was good, Peter, thanks. DJ Nomad, what do you think is a problem most pro players face? Did you notice any similarities? Yeah, pressure. What type of training would you give someone who had a concentration or focus problem? Mindfulness training. I'm from Shakopee, Minnesota. I am Tony B. Those are some nice boots. Thanks, Super Tobin. What are your thoughts on Leo winning an Oscar? Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar? Disorder. What boots are you wearing? I'm wearing Bjorn Borg. He's a Swedish tennis player. They're like really expensive Swedish boots my wife bought me because she's awesome. Ciaran, have you worked with Reckless? Yes, he's cool. Venifies. I tilt a lot and get frustrated when I play bad. Any tips on what I should be doing? Understand that playing bad is just a report card on how good you are. It's not your fault. You don't play bad or good, you just play, and what comes out is what you can do. So, just, and I also don't think you tilt. I think that I look at pro players play, and I can identify when they're tilting, quote unquote, and then when they're not tilting. And a lot of times they're not tilting, they're just not good. Then they blame it on tilt. But choking is a very, very specific interruption of your mechanical process that happens when you concentrate on trying to mentally control an automatic movement. So it doesn't happen as often as people think. A lot of tilting is just like people not being able to consistently perform and then being mad that they're not as good as they think they are. Dark Knight. Weldon, I am thinking about buying the Mind Games course. Is it just techniques to read? Dark Knight, do not buy the Mind Games course yet because I'm going to close it and open up Ember Academy, which is going to be Mind Games but like a billion times better, and everybody who's got any Mind Games courses is going to automatically be transferred over. So I think that I've closed Mind Games. Basically, if you click any of the buttons on mindgames.gg, it will like take you to Ember Academy and have you sign up for the mailing list. So sign up for the Ember Academy mailing list, and you'll hear all about our courses that we're going to be launching there, which are going to be even better than what I have in Mind Games. But boy, Lazarus says, well, the other person pretty much had my answer. Cool. How do you think C9 handled their loss against CLG today? I looked upset from their loss today. Yeah, it's upsetting to lose. You should be upset when you lose if you're a pro player, a pro athlete. Samuel, do you do private coaching? Would you be open to doing one lesson? I do private coaching. They're expensive though, Samuel. Sorry. What happened? If you could sit down and have a conversation with anyone, author, free thinker, psychologist, who would it be right now today? Michael Gervais. Or Kierkegaard. I've been playing with friends who are much newer to the game. What's the best way to give people criticism without coming off as an asshole when you're trying to help them improve? Be genuine and authentic. Jerome Wang, what is your relationship with TSM? Oh, be genuine, authentic, and empathetic. So genuine, like actually want to help them. Don't want to like feel cool. Authentic, like listen to what they have to say and respond to it. Empathetic, understand what they're feeling and come with them at their point of most impact. So pick the lowest hanging fruit. Don't try to seem smart. Jerome Wang, what is your relationship with TSM? To what extent do you work with them or have you worked with them? My relationship with TSM business-wise is that they hired me for 1 week of training. They want to hire me for more. They have not made any offer. They don't haven't talked about any like form that it would take. And so we'll see. Zhang Li, what is the best method for someone to get a similar background as yourself to go into the scene and get noticed by teams? Marketing? I don't know. I just like I'm good at sales. So I just went crazy marketing myself. I started with content marketing, so I just made tons and tons of free content. I wrote a blog for 2 years on esports psychology, and I like pushed and pushed and pushed teams until finally one hired me. 2 years after I started doing it. So it might take a while, Parks, but I prepped the way for you, so it'll probably go faster now. Noah Gonzalez, can I buy you dinner? Yes, you can. I think I have a PayPal if you want to buy me dinner. Let me see. Wow, my internet is slow. Thanks, Liquid. It's probably not Liquid's fault. It's probably that Wi-Fi router over there. Probably slow. Opasuj, how did you go about getting to where you are today? Like, what is the timeline of your professional career? One sec. The website just opened. This peanut butter chocolate bar is good. Isn't it like a PayPal.me kind of thing? My PayPal.me.
I'm done. I can't stick with another piece.
Okay.
Alright, I'll do more.
Log in.
I have one more game in my phone. Alright, I'm on the same account.
One sec.
No, I just put my fingers away. Oh, wait, go not close, so.
Let me make sure I'm streaming my... Yes. I'm streaming me on my desktop. That would be scary.
I thought you were leaving me. I got worried.
Bum 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 bum. Oh, just a sec, everybody. I'm trying to figure out this PayPal.me stuff. Oh, cool. Okay. Awesome. There is this PayPal.me thing. Okay. If you want to buy me dinner, here's the link. You can buy me dinner. http:// or no, I think it's just paypal.me/Weldon Green. There. Yeah. You can buy me dinner there, and then I can actually see like who pays, and I can say thank you on stream if anybody wants to. But I don't really care. I probably will not eat dinner tonight because I'm too busy. Doing this. Let's see. Can I buy you dinner? Kappa, says Noah. Okay, here's the next one. Opa Yis. Oh, actually, I should do some Reddit. Let me do one more page of Reddit, and then I'll hop onto Opaz Juice's thing in a bit. 1 second. Close Twitter. Sorry, Twitter right now. I can't focus on you at the moment. Is TSM dead? Nope. My computer is freezing. Hang on. Okay. It's not too hot. That's good. How long have you been following the esports scene? 2012 with SC2. How does it feel to be one of the most, if not most, impactful person in the esports team right now? Freaking awesome. I am the best. Bow down to me. Believe. I don't really care. Loved doing this months ago, and I like it when other people do it better too. Who's your favorite Twitter memer? I don't think that I have one. Real question. Your work recently reminds me... Oh, Risen Lazarus. It's you. Sorry. Your work recently reminds me a lot of Bryce Esports Law when he first started representing players' teams. Since he was more or less the first, he became the point man for all the legal questions and issues around esports. You seem to be in the same place at the moment with everyone referring to you for psych advice issues. Do you think there is space now, or will there be in the near future for teams to secure their own peripheral support, like long-term exclusivity content docs and site keys? Yeah, if they want to afford it, they will. The people are here waiting to do it. I was here all last season. Only team that bothered to work with me full on integrated was CLG. And look what... And that didn't work out at all, am I right? Work out well at all. Right? Huh. Really impressed. This year, CLG are doing even more in infrastructure than last year. Immortals is too. Eventually, their teams will have to start, or else they will just up in bottom of the pack. A gaming house cook isn't enough anymore. Any funny experiences or interesting things that have happened with the players these last few weeks? Lots. But I can't think of any right now. 2 in the zone. Maybe Peter buying me a really tasting tea and feeling horrible about it. No. Didn't even taste that bad. Just wasn't, like, awesome. How bad is Yellowstar, to be honest? His lack of fluency in English, etc. Also, how did you end up in Finland? Also, you live there right now. You're living in America, right? You were just on LCS stream. Yellowstar is one of the best players in the world. old and completely fluent in English. Sure where you are getting your assumptions. How did I end in Finland? Free tuition. I'm in LA right now. TSM flew me out. TL flying me back. I play semi-competitively in a league for CSGO, so this is only mildly related to your AMA, but it's still an esports question. What is the sort of attitude or place you strive to have, and the most common problem you see in teams? Attitude, one of gratitude. Most common problem is not being able to abandon their beliefs about strategy, tactics, performance, or themselves or teammates when reality changes, but their mind doesn't want to. The real question is, how much bank did the mercenary god Weldon bring in the last 4 weeks? Surprisingly little. My wife is sad. Yeah, I made very, like, I had to give every team such huge discounts that I'm not even making more than I did when I was working at the university. CLG is the only team that's ever paid me fully what I'm worth. I mean, what I tried to charge at the outset. It's just the way it is. They, people like, I don't think that George is like a very good like CEO, right? That's even why he hired a different CEO. But the reason I like George and Andy is they're very like moral people. Andy's just a better businessman. He got a way better deal from me, but it's not better for me, you know? Like CLG didn't like negotiate down, so they got a worse deal for them. But they paid me what I was worth, so I was happy to work for them. You see how that kind of works? So like, I respect Andy for his amazing prowess in business, and I respect George for his like desire to do something cool and like risk stuff. So yeah. The real question is, how much bank did the mercenary god Weldon bring in the last 4 weeks for these teams? Not very much. That's the reality. Okay. Can't you argue that players having more power is one of the reasons the West isn't as competitive as Koreans? Soon, not only are the Korean orgs more established, Korean coaches demand respect. No. Players having less power in the West would mean they just get bullied by idiots who don't know what they are doing. Korean coaches don't demand more respect. They have it because they are freaking better. Origin and Bjergsen's coach turnover is because their coaches more or less didn't bring anything useful to the table. Why waste the money? Is there an immediate difference between coaching LCS teams and Challenger Series teams at the moment? Yes, you can teach Challenger teams. They are not world leaders yet. You have to learn and coach LCS teams at the top because they have people who are at the top of the game. Coaching elite athletes is different from coaching amazing athletes. Do you think team owners should remove a manager mid-split? Yes, if he sucks. Also, if you have time for a second question, what effects do you think streaming has on player mentality? Do you think it's a positive or negative thing? Probably just intended to. I think it's good because it gives option to practice performance training room. Can practice focus. Can practice being entertaining and building brand. Wouldn't matter as much if we had sandbox mode and could actually train League of Legends for real. What are your thoughts on the collapse and current state of LGD gaming? Don't know anything about it. Thanks. Okay, done with another page. Let's keep going. How did you go about getting to where you are today? What's the timeline of your professional career? I was a swimmer for 19 years. I played high school level tennis and soccer. Tennis at the state level, soccer at the crap level. Then I refereed soccer, coached tennis, went to university, became a teacher, taught for 7 years, started coaching sports in the middle of it, coached sports professionally, became a head coach of a swim team for like a few months while I was working on getting into my sports psychology program. Got into my sports psychology program to become a better head coach. Then graduated and started doing youth development work, which is what my focus was in youth sport, and then discovered esport in 2012 and was like, oh, I should do this because this looks awesome. And now I can combine video games with my career. And was like, yay, I get to do video games. The only thing that distracted me from sport was video games. I basically quit swimming because I was injured and playing a lot of Counter-Strike. Just saying, we just baited them and killed 2. So I typed mind games Weldon in all chat. Good job, B-Boy Lazarus. Dan Peterson. How do you get a job in sports psychology? Should I pursue a double master's degree in clinical psychology and sports psychology for job security? I asked because the field interests me the most. Dan Peterson. If you're interested in dealing with mental health issues and making crazy people normal, take that back. If you're interested in dealing with mental health issues and making like people who define themselves or who society defines as somehow broken in some way, even though they're not, they're just on a continuum of humanity, bringing them up to what society defines as normal, you should study clinical psychology. If you want to work with people who society defines as more or less normal, even though we all have our like crazy stupidities, and try to bring them up to like awesomeness, then you should work with sports psychology. And job security with clinical psychology is way better because there are jobs you go and apply for and you become a job. And it's clinical psychology and you get a job. And sports psychology is an entrepreneurship field and you build your own business and you build your own brand. When you graduate, there is no job where you go and apply to be a sports psychologist. You just build your own company. And so if you are an entrepreneur and a salesman and you're good at marketing and you want to learn how to do all that, then you can do sports psychology. And if you can't, then you will just get a degree and become unemployed until you teach sports psychology to other sports psychologists or something, I don't know. DJ Nomad, what do you think the difference is mentality-wise of top teams and bottom teams? Top teams are trying to become the best and bottom teams are trying not to go out of the brackets. How did you end up in Finland? Free tuition. How did you end up in Finland? Free tuition. Wow, a live stream. Are you Martin Shkreli? No. Can you explain further about the nope, heard negative about that one from the TSM IEM trip? I said, do you need me for IEM? And they said, nope, we can't do that because something else came up. Edward Balsero, who in TSM was the best or easiest to be affected by your techniques. Hanser. Actually, Yellow Star. Yellow Star is the most dedicated and easiest person to be able to set aside his emotion and do something. Rich CWM, Fnatic is the most impressive organization. TSM was the most polite. CLG is the most driven. What made Fnatic so impressive? They understand that you need to leverage your attention in your brand equity into selling a physical product, and that is the way to create a organization that will withstand venture capital competition. Makes live stream AFK for 5 seconds. What up, bro? I had to get a drink. Sounds messed up. Have you ever had to deal with an uncooperative player? How did I deal with the player? Confrontation. Can you elaborate on how to get into the zone? Focus completely on the moment, Brad. Forget the past and the future. Do not, and then focus completely on the task. Do not let any focus get into the self. And focus completely non-judgmentally. Do not allow any judgment. There's no good things or bad things. There just is things. I have those same headphones. They make my ears so warm. Yes, these are nice. Sound canceling for the flight. They do not, unfortunately, keep out the cry of a baby, which is what I thought they would do when I bought them. Did not work. Yes, this is Mason. Hello, hi. He says my sound is fine. He's moderating the channel, and he does my YouTube stuff, and he's amazing. And my sound's going to screw up because I'm on Wi-Fi. Sorry. I just made a video on my YouTube channel about getting in the zone. Wheezy. It's awesome. Oh, you're from Burnsville. I am Tony B. I'm from Shockley. Yes, you asked the question where in Minnesota. Leonardo won an Oscar 20 minutes ago. Thoughts on John McEnroe? Kind of angry. How much for one lesson and where do I contact you? Samuel Griffin's is about $150 an hour, and contact me on Twitter. I have an open DMs. Eduardo Balsero, where he's getting questions. Hey, Weldon, we emailed a couple times, but I didn't want to pester you since you were just starting a boot camp. Should I send another Adam Sner? Yes, email, like, I kind of avoid it sometimes because it piles up like crazy. Send another or message me on Twitter. I have open DMs. This chat and Reddit, Edward. Ah, the thing scrolled down. Where was I? Okay. Tony Stark, what do you think is the best way to get motivated? Stay motivated. You don't stay motivated. Motivation goes like this. Best way is to understand your motivation and practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the ways to power up joy, and joy is the ultimate in motivation. Weldon, you should see about going on Summoning Insight. Majin Boo, that's up to Thorin and Monty. Not me. Jeremy, what would you give your 17-year-old self? Don't quit swimming in order to play Counter-Strike. Rich CWM, what do you think about Origin claiming they don't need a coach, yet only 7-7 in the LCS? They just haven't had a good coach yet. I don't blame them. Jeremy, 4,000 travel expenses. Yes, that's correct. Miguel, Weldon, do you know any article written by a scholar where it says esports are a recognized sport? Yes, I do, Miguel. Search. Dang. What's it called? Go to my YouTube channel. Go to one of the earliest videos ever of my YouTube channel, Miguel, and there you'll find a video called about esports. It's like the first or second video I made, and it covers an article that discusses the definition of sport from the paradigm of Alan Gutman, who wrote From Ritual to Record. He's a sport anthropologist. He's with what exactly is sport throughout history. And the reference is in the description of that video to the paper. And if you search that in Google, you'll find a free download link for the whole thesis. I believe it's a PhD thesis written in the University of Helsinki Sport Research Institute. Adrian Nguyen, Walden, spelled my name wrong. What do you think about TSM's performance these days? Poor boys. What has gone right or wrong? Good aggression. Maybe they're not training very well. How can they improve, train, and learn effectively? Push their limits in training. Don't be afraid of new champions and compositions. Work on Svenskeren and Hanser to be aggressive. Do you think they have trouble with their draft pick due to lacking a coach? I don't think they have trouble with their draft at all due to lacking a coach. I think they,
Yeah, why does my camera
I'm not sure. I need to be running the team to be able to answer that question more. Michael, hi Weldon. What are some tips for maintaining focus, drive, and a good mentality for improving? What are some good tips for maintaining focus? Practice mindfulness. Drive. Drive is not something you maintain. Drive is just something you have or you don't have towards something. So figure out what you're driven towards, and that's your drive. And a good mentality for improving, that's about understanding your own perfectionism and lack thereof, and trying to temper it or aggravate it. And gratitude. Ricky Chun, hey Weldon, any favorite teams you've coached? CLG, TSM, Fnatic, Splice. Jeremy Quo, is the demand for your job growing? What do you see yourself doing in 5 to 10 years? Probably running a company, teaching other people to do what I do, and spilling water on myself, because these beer cups are like too wide a mouth for me, apparently. Adrian Nguyen, I already answered that question. Charles Scott, do you smoke pot? No, I do not. Jeremy Quo, what hair products do you use? 0. In fact, I don't even wash my hair. I think hair products damage the hair, so I sauna to get basically dirt clings to hair and on your scalp, right? You have to get that off. That's what you mostly do with soap. But then when you use soap, you strip all the oils off the hair, so then you have to recondition it. So in Finland, we have this thing called a sauna, where you basically sweat nonstop. So you sweat and you rinse your scalp and you scrub, and all this like dirt comes off your scalp, and then you can like sweat it all out into your hair. Then you can like rinse and clean your hair. And sometimes you can use a little bit of vinegar to like kind of strip away some of the dirt. But if you live in the forest, like I do, in a part of the world where there's like almost zero pollution, like I do, you basically don't get dirty hair, because like if you live in LA, it's just you get filthy hair because of all the smog, right? But if you live in the middle of the forest in the middle of nowhere, you don't get dirty hair. So then I don't have to wash it, so I just sauna constantly. And I've gone like months and months and months and months without ever washing my hair. But I did wash my hair for the LCS. All 3 weeks I was here. Then I had like shiny, brilliant locks. Charles Scott, LSD or shrooms? No. Is your wife hot? Yes. Do you have cancer or syphilis? No. You better have a kappa after the yellow star is the best in the world. Comment. Yellow star is a trash can. Nope. Sorry, Charles and DJ Nomad. You guys just don't know. He's one of the best in the world. If you had to choose one team to work with permanently, listen guys, there are 90 million League of Legends players in the world, and there are around 463 paid players, actually 4,000 and something now, if you count the entire world, and Yellow Star is in the top 0.04% performance bracket for League of Legends players, okay? That's the top. Like in elite sport, if you're an Olympian, you're in the top 0.02%, okay? So he's essentially twice as good as an Olympian in traditional sport. So yes, Yellow Star is one of the best in the world. I'm sorry you don't think so, but you're just like a sports fan, and you're just like, ooh, I don't like him because he sucked on my team, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Like he's still like twice as good as an Olympian by the measure of statistics. Charles Scott, Andy's a jackass. Thanks, Charles. Can somebody ban Charles Mason? So has anybody, wait, where did this scratch go? Weldon's actually pretty good. Make America great again. So has anybody bought you dinner yet? I don't know. Let me check in a minute. What theoretical frameworks guide your counseling practice? My theoretical framework is based on mindfulness, the mindfulness acceptance commitment theoretical framework proposed by hang on. Mindfulness. What is his name? Dang it. I can't believe I'm dropping this. And no. Gardner and Moore in 2004. The MAC approach to sport performance enhancement. That's my theoretical framework to counseling. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll come to a decision. Pinilli, can you elaborate, as I'm a TSM fan, why you think TSM is struggling at the moment? They seem really inconsistent, even though I know you don't like to use that term. I think they're struggling because other teams are getting better faster, or just they're the same level, so it's hard. Did TSM offer you a full-time position? No. Okay, I'm gonna answer some on the page now. It's been a while, so I'm gonna hop over and do like 2 pages of Reddit, get a drink, and then I'll come back to the chat on like YouTube and keep scrolling down and answering. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm only one person. I'm going as fast as I can, and I want to answer everybody's question. So let me finish this, get a drink, and do some more typing. What can you guys see in my stream? Do you see Orlo back there streaming? And Dardock? And TL. Where'd the TL flag? There it is. See the Team Liquid flag? Team Liquid! Oh! Go Team Liquid. Good job today. Let's see. Let me double check my messages real quick.
I did this, and I went over this wall.
No, I'll just read them. Just being annoying people. Okay. What is your philosophy on what it takes to be a head coach in esports League of Legends? As you are currently both a freelance esports psychologist as well as a newly named head coach, I was wondering if you could give some insight on what it takes to be a head coach, as you most likely that would know about your work. To be a head coach, I think you need sport management, experience, and understanding of how to professionally develop assistant coaches, a good grasp of instrumental motivation and how it works on intrinsic motivation, how to manage practices and the game, how physical fitness, physical, mental, spiritual aspects of sport go together, and how to fire people. What do you think needs to be done to prove esports is legitimate? Need to be able to do drills. Since you live in Finland, do you speak Finnish fluently? No, just okay. About 5 years now. I learned Japanese much faster. I love you, Weldon. Great job on the death stage in the SS experience round point. Needs to file. Thanks. Dope. So you're basically a swinger. Sure. I'm in no position to pursue this career, but the idea is absolutely intriguing to me as an esports lover and a gaming enthusiast. Your work is blatant, and it's easy to see teams' improvement on stage after working with you. let alone the improvement inspectors don't always get to see. I find you pioneering to be an important next step in many next steps for esports. What does the future prospects of this career look like? Do you think the league at least will expand enough for teams to have an in-house psychologist studying and intervening in teams' development, guide players to healthy state? I think teams will become orgs, and I think orgs have sport and player development colleges, trainers for all across their brands and companies. As a racing driver, but that's still just a few people, not a big field. As a racing driver, do you think I should look into sports psychology and get a session? Yes, 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 yes. There's a famous old Formula One Finnish race car driver in Switzerland that has a sport and performance psychology web is with a bunch of coaches. He's awesome. Find him. I don't remember his name. Also link it here when you do. Also link it here when you do. I can't remember his name. How'd you end up in Finland? Free tuition. Are you any good at recognizing or handling depression? Recognizing, yes. We have to be trained to recognize it. Handling it, no, I'm not allowed to handle it. If it's clinical. Number paid for your family to relocate. Given how volatile the scene is, would you be surprised if you had a from? They didn't pay for my family to relocate. I'm coming out for 8 to 12 weeks, and I'm bringing them with me and going back. How far from being a reality is this company? Just started Ember Academy, so a few weeks. Other one is esportcoaching.net, and it's probably 6 months out. How does it feel watching two teams that you've worked with face each other? Do you watch the game in an unbiased way? I root for the team I'm working for. I feel for all the guys. I'm pretty empathetic, but it's hard. Have you ever had a player that you felt was unaffected or negatively affected by your intervention? Unaffected, yes. Negatively affected, no. Short term, yes. Long term, no. Meaning that, like, I feel like I negatively affected Medios because I basically told him, like, if you don't want to do this, you shouldn't do this. And then I feel like he was like, okay, you're right, I don't want to do this. And then he kind of like quit. And I feel like maybe that affected his short term, but then his long term it didn't, because he was much happier and then he was able to pursue what he wanted to do. How do I focus on focusing my focus? Mindfulness. A lot of coaches are just ex-pros. Do you think this is a feasible model? That the knowledge of game they might have make up for the gaps in actual coaching experience? Coaches coach people, not the game. They need to learn to coach, but once they do, they will be way better than a not ex-pro. Do you have any advice for solo queue players? Yeah, practice lots of Gratitude, like 5-minute journal teaches. Just style model. Everybody hates Chris. Why? How do you motivate someone who suffers depression? I don't know. I'm not a clinical psychologist. Do you help strictly pro players or would you help aspiring? Anybody. I would rather help amateurs become awesome than awesome people become awesomer. More rewarding, kind of, but less fiscally possible to do it at scale. What type of pizza do you like? Pepperoni. Pepperoni from Domino's. Did TSM fall apart after you left? Not that I know of. How is your relationship with Double Lift? Do you think he has continued to grow since MSG? I think Worlds hit him hard. I think he had to do some self-awareness growing when he got ditched by CLG and TSM. He has faced enough adversity in his life to be super strong, emotionally and mentally. Hope he has people close to him to share emotions and compassion with. I think he's going to be awesome. I think he is an awesome person. If you could assemble a super team, which players would you have on your team? If I could assemble a super team. Yellow, Dardock, Peter, Bjergsen. This is a dumb question. Me. I'm not gonna answer this question. It just ended up being like a bunch of people that I've worked with. Sorry. Didn't work out too well for me. My bad. Okay. Back to YouTube chat. Adam. Ben Grimes, do you think your methods could be translated to professional, semi-professional sports athletes? Yes, definitely. Oops, sorry for double sending. YouTube froze. Mr. Distracted. How have you found the move over to the U.S.? I'm American, so whatever. What do you think of women in an esports team? Does an equally skilled woman has the same chances as a male? They don't have the same chances as a male, no. There's a massive gender bias in the scene. It's disgusting and totally predictable. Why does it seem like CLG is the only team that really put your teachings to use? They never tilt, and Afro Zion and Smithy are still playing like it's MSG. Because I got to work with them for like 4 months. And because they built on me, like, as in, they thought that what I was bringing was cool and they wanted more of it, so they went and found somebody full-time. And because Tony paid super good attention, and he, like, learned a lot, and he is now, like, probably one of the best coaches in Western esport. What team do you think is the number one choice for sponsors? The one team with the number one viewers, and also Fnatic. Except Fnatic is now going to sponsor themselves, not anybody else, not take sponsors. Tony Stark, follow-up question. How do I bring myself up to try new things without the help of others? Ooh, that's a tough one. I think just like find the fun in exploration. Wheezy, will you be able to help other LCS teams if ever makes it the LCS? Yeah, but I probably won't. Best swimming event time, 100 yard free, and I think like 100 yard free. And I think I had like 49 seconds. It wasn't very good. Dion Chakrananta. Hey, Weldon, how different do you think your impact will be if you were to move a permanent head coach in a team as opposed to providing periodical boosts? It would be like CLG, at MSG. Weldon just wrecked me. Sorry, did you know, man? I don't remember what I wrecked you doing, but my bad. I love you, man. What do you think about TSMTL today? It was so fun to watch the TL guys go crazy. Super Tobin, he probably didn't ignore your questions, just not there. He's pretty far up the chat still. Sabra. What should I do when players in my team tilt me and make me make bad decisions? Sava, people tilt themselves and you make the bad decision. Mind games. So, don't tilt and don't make bad decisions. Kyle Domingo, what is the greatest thing an esports organization has ever done for you rather than you doing something for them? Most esport orgs suck at trying to be nice to people because they're terrified little babies, bunny rabbits, running around trying to scrabble for worms in the dirt. And so they're like, anything that happens to them, or like whatever, they're just like really, really threatened by everything. So they don't really do anything for anybody. People on the esport teams, orgs though, do awesome things. And I think probably CLG getting me a tour of Riot and being the first team to help me get backstage at the LCS and really do performance psychology backstage LCS was probably pretty awesome for me and for them because it was a good experience for me. I think that CLG flying me out to LA to do a boot camp with them was pretty awesome for me and also for them. I think that Peter, Doublelift, has just makes me feel like such a guest whenever I'm out here. He always tries to show me where to get really good food. He always tries to help me get good drinks. He always tries to help me work out. Good drinks tea and stuff like that. I think somebody's knocking at the door. Hang on.
Sam, okay. Delivery, do you want it?
Oh, yeah.
Want me to grab it for you? Or?
Yeah, you should.
You got a boba straw or not boba straw?
I'm embracing the tea life. Is this funny, though?
Hey, Aiton TGN Senior Scout Feeder. I'm really sorry I passed over your question. Can you type it again and I'll run into it? I'm so sorry. Maybe if I scroll up I won't lose my spot. Hang on. Aiton TGN Senior Scout. Aiton TGN Senior Scout. If somebody knows what it was, message me on Skype. Mason, you can message me on Skype. Maybe if you can find his question from earlier on and message it to me on Skype, that would be sweet. Sorry, if you're actually listening right now. My computer's super slow, so when I scroll, it's super bad right now. So sorry. What are some methods to practice mindfulness? Just do mindfulness. Be Weldon, thoughts on C9 Sneaky? Would you consider working with Cloud9 at any point? I'd love to work with Cloud9. Sneaky is really mentally tough in terms of like coming back in a game and staying focused, but I don't think he's like such an amazing like maybe like focused on training and being the best. I think he finds a lot of joy, and I think that's what helps. Like if you look at how he trains, like it's very joy filled. So he's able to keep his motivation really high, and because of that, he's able to learn a lot. And I think that that's like very admirable. But I think he could push it even farther, if you know what I mean. Like, Mason, if you look at the comments, there's if you just hit Control F or something, there's this guy called EITAN TGN Senior Scout Feeder, and he says, nah, he literally passed over it, lol, not gonna hold it against him though. And like, if you go to that point in the comments, like apparently it's above that point. Peter Wynn, Weldon, is there a team you have in mind permanently coaching? I guess I'm gonna be coaching Ember. Hopefully to make the LCS. Sieran, good night, Weldon. Hope you find a safe home to journey to Finland. Thanks. What was appealing about Ember Academy's offer? I get to run Ember Academy. Can you talk more about deep focus and how to achieve it? Deep focus is like ouch, my chest hurts. Deep focus is like focusing without distractions, being in flow state. And you achieve it. Read the book Superman. I don't remember what it's called. The Modern Superman. Stephen Kotler is the author. And it talks about flow state and what it does and how to achieve it. But you can just actually train it with mindfulness and then do it without hacking yourself to get into flow. You can just like focus hard. Thank you for the response, Weldon. Very much appreciated. I very much appreciate the information. JJ Prosper, you're welcome. Jeremy Quo, what are your sports psychology classmates doing now if they are employed? None of them are employed in sports psychology. All of them had to create their own companies. Identifiable. There's no such thing as a job in sports psychology, really. Wanted to know if you know who Kenny Omega is. I do not know who Kenny Omega is. Sorry, Aton, Scout Feeder. Don't know who that is. When did you first get into the esports scene? 2014 November, when I first started coaching. Before that, I was just watching. Identifiable. Damn, I was almost done with calling bullshit on that answer. And then he said, less fiscally possible. Identifiable. So I'm assuming he's not going to answer questions here, only on Reddit. I'm answering questions here, yeah. Dark Knight, he does answer. Anyway, this format is weird. Seemed like the guy was trying to grow his YouTube channel. There's less than 100 people here. Ignores them. Odd. Sure, if you say so. Dark Knight, he just switches between Reddit and YouTube chat every 2 minutes. Alright. Yeah, alright. Whatever. Multiplying horsey. What do you think is the most important lesson to be learned by players that lack motivation? That motivation is cyclical and that it has to be underpinned by drive, and you should find out what you're driven towards and use that to motivate you. Mark De Verde, can you talk about working with Aframu? His approach, what impressed you? His drive is crazy. He's able to like sacrifice almost anything to achieve what he wants. And his pattern recognition skills are like bar none. His ability to like see patterns is really well established by his like childhood and growing up. Will I ever work with TSM again? Red just asks. It's not my choice. Depends on if their offer is able to counter anything anybody else brings to the table. Raging Mohawk, how do you prevent tilting? By choosing not to tilt, or by focusing on the present moment instead of the past or the future, focusing on the task instead of the self, and focusing non-judgmentally instead of judgmentally. The Eternal God, I've seen some of your Twitter spats with Thorin, thoughts on him and his content. Thorin has Twitter spats with me. I do not reply to them. I love Thorin. I love his content. I understand that he needs drama, and I'm happy to provide it in order to support him. Question, is your Skype available for anyone to reach you? I'd love to chat with you sometime. I think it's available for anyone to reach me. It's just my email address, DM me on Twitter and I'll give it to you. And interested in having Discord for this, we can filter stuff to you, or we can just have a Skype that relays information to you. I don't know if people have more comfort reaching through Skype as opposed to Twitter, email, etc. Twitter is probably the best Twitter DMs. I guess maybe we should set up a Discord for this eventually. But it's not going to be like a long-term thing, so... Oh! Hey Mason, what if we use Discord and we set up like a temporary invite in like one of the public, in like a public channel in the Mind Games Discord? I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's just keep doing this. It's fine. Joe Pahula. How will the esports coaching website help me get a job within esports? It is a certification, but how will the company network the people who are using their service? Okay, Joe Pahula. We're going to create a certification. We're probably going to launch it in the second split. We're going to certify people, and then we're going to set up, we're going to promote them and say what it is they know, and we're going to try to help you get like experience building up a resume. And eventually we're trying to make the certification worth something, but beta users are going to have to like build up that reputation for themselves. Chris Scott, what are some of the similarities and differences you notice between esports players and other professional athletes? What are some of the similarities? I think the similarities are drive and motivation, like how high people are aspiring to and the dedication they bring to it. I think the differences are that traditional athletes are more used to enduring pain and frustration and more used to the stress of competition, and that's most of it. Dank Fish Reefs, did you just smoke a bowl? No, I did not. Itan, it wasn't an important question, I just wanted to know if you knew who Kenny Omega was. No, I don't. Yo, what do you think about Leonix? He's pretty cute, right? Leonix is definitely really cute, has very good fashion, has amazing hair, and makes the best videos ever. Sorry, Mason. I love you, Mason. Love you. Rob is just awesome. I loved him when he was on SK Gaming. He had the coolest talk show ever there. I was sad when that stopped, but I was super happy that he went to Renegades, and I'm super happy that he's going to be making content again because Renegades won. So now you have to make content. Don't stop. Don't hesitate. Don't get distracted. Make Renegades awesome. Why do you think TSM was only able to maintain your training and perform well for about a week and then go back to their old performance? I don't know that they went back to their old performance. I think that they have had a lot of stress in the house, and they tried to do what I was doing, and other teams just stood up. Rob Leonix, yo Weldon, replace your video producer with me with that fat Ember stack. Oh, but Rob, what about Renegades? Aldrich Yan, will you be a permanent coach in the LCS team? Yeah, if Ember makes LCS, definitely. Charles Scott, hey Weldon, is there any correlation between LCS performance and dick size performance in the SAC? Actually, sex is a performance, and therefore sports psychology actually makes you better at sex than not. So I would say people who perform very well in the LCS because of their focus level probably have a very high performance in sex. Also, Mason, is there any way you can ban Charles Scott? Kenny Omega, Bullet Club, lol. Yeah, bro, too sweet. What players do you think could be a good coach? I'm not sure. Yellow Star could be. Is drive the main difference between the elite athletes and the normal Joe? Yes. Can a normal player reach elite status with average talent? There's no such thing as average talent. There's just how much you apply yourself. Tiago Lopez, your voice is so calm. Thank you. Chris Scott, what are some of the similarities and differences you notice between esports and professional athletes? I answered that. Reggie Mohawk, how old are you? I'm 33. Shaitan, hey, well, I just wanted to thank you for doing this kind of thing. Cheers from France. Wish you the best, man. Thanks, Shaitan. Full rip. Joe Pahula, I like the idea of a website and everything, but I don't understand why there's a monthly fee and not just a flat fee like a trade. Could you explain why it's a monthly fee, not flat? Joe Pahula, we haven't launched the actual certification yet. That's not launching until the new split. And it's going to be like basically $100 for the certification training program, which is going to be huge. And then the monthly fee is the continuing education program, so that's probably not going to be a part of it. The continuing education is like, we're going to provide resources and ongoing workshops and ongoing training for like people who just want to keep involved and keep growing. But like that, you can just get the certification. So you can just wait until that's launched if you want. You can join us now. But we've already finished our beta course, so it's already done. Like we just have the videos now, but we're not doing the live workshops anymore. So we had 12 weeks of training, and now we're like working on the course. What do you think of the former head coach of TSM, Casey Woods? Aldrich asks. He was the former head coach of TSM. I can go more into it if you're interested. Ask me again, more specifically, though, because more than what do you think about him? How do you get the motivation to do work you have to do but don't want to? For example, homework to pass a class that is on a topic I'm not passionate about. I had a conversation, Dunder Muffins, with Mendy on Twitter about this today. And he was like, I really want to do well in school and pass a class. And I was like, why? Like, don't lie to yourself. If it's not important to you, it's not important to you. So if it's not important to you, then you shouldn't be motivated by it. And therefore, you have to find your ambition and your motivation, and then use that as a tool to do the stuff that you know you don't care about. So like, let's say I want to get a sports psychology degree so that I can work in esport. And at the same time, the sports psychology degree is distracting me from working esport. So I need to like invest in my ambition and understand what it is about esport that's driving me, and use that to drive me to study the class. So if it's a class on a topic you're not passionate about, do you need that class to get done with something so that you can go do something else? If yes, then like you have to find a way to like use that ambition to accomplish that class. And if no, then quit college. Zhongli, what is your opinion on interrogative self-talk and its benefits for players? I like any kind of reflective self-talk, and if interrogative self-talk leads to reflection and development, then it's super beneficial. Sam Payne, I don't know if you answered this before, since I just tuned in now, but if you could outline a few key points for someone who wants to become a coach at a high level of the League of Legends team. Start coaching. Become a volunteer coach, become an assistant coach, then become an assistant to a head coach, and then become a head coach. Learn about sport management, learn about how to fire and hire people, learn about how instrumental motivation translates into internal and intrinsic motivation. Become a high-level expert on the game. If you are not already a high level in the game, train yourself to be that and use the techniques that you know how to do to teach yourself that, so that you prove that they work on yourself, at the very least. And then just do it. Like, just start coaching a low-level team until you become a high-level coach. How do you think, hey, do you think Double F has a bad influence on teams? No. Adam Sneer, going to bed now. Weldon, hope to work with you in Mind Games GG in the future. Have a good night. Thanks, Adam. Any plans on permanently staying in NA in the future? Well, I'm from Minnesota, but I love Finland. Good night, fam. Good night. Where in Minnesota are you from? I'm from Shakopee. Do you think the age of the player matters to be an LCS player? Older you are, the smarter and better you are at strategy and decision making. At the age of mid-50s, your reaction speed starts to slow down, so that might have an impact. Cody Downing, what are your general tips for improving as a player? Focus. Find the joy. Mark Perry, why doesn't TSM just put Beer back on Assassin instead of making him play support-oriented mids? Is this a pride mindset thing to show he has multiple carry options? How was it working with him? It was awesome working with him. I don't know about their pick ban strategies. Is the coaching for NA only or worldwide? It's worldwide. Hello, is there any way to change tactics in leading a team, for example, from a nice one to a strict one? I've been having trouble making people listen to me, and I'm having to repeat myself a lot. Yeah, that's hard. It's hard if you're distributed team. Like, how do you make people listen to you if you're distributed? Like, you have to have a structure there. So that means it's really tough. What is your best tip for climbing and getting better at the game? Limit your play time to a specific amount and set training ambitions for the goal, and focus really hard on the small amount you have to play. What kind of education resume do you need to get into your line of work? I have a master's degree in sports psychology. I think you can get by with a lot of stuff. Joe Paula, I understand now. Thank you. I'll be signing up. I would like to do more in esports and have the drive for it. Hope this will make me a better coach. Is your opinion what separates Korea from other regions? Organization and mentorship culture? What's the best way to find direction in life? I'm currently undeclared and have no idea what I want to do with my life. Experiment with stuff. Quit school and travel for a year. That's the best thing. Don't waste any time in school. If you don't know what you want to do, travel. Travel. Chris Scott, yo, Weldon, thanks for answering my last question. One more thing. Fuck, marry, kill, beer, concert, double lift. Marry, double lift. Sex with beer, kill Hanser. Sorry, buddy. I love you. Actually, yeah, kill Hanser, because I would try to kill him and he would actually kill me, so then everything would work out well. Because he's an MMA dude. Lift. Max King, what team's house are you in? I'm in Team Liquids. Zhong Li, I've sent you a separate question on Twitter, which I will not touch here, but would definitely love to get a chance to speak with you on Skype if possible. Okay. Kyle Domingo, what's the greatest thing an esports org has ever done for you rather than you doing something for them? I think I answered that. Maybe the Riot Tour. Why do you think Casey was ineffective as a coach? Because he didn't know the science behind what he was doing and was thus unable to translate it to anything useful for an esports squad. Manny Cutler. Hi, I'm currently reading The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzky and love it. Can you recommend other good books about the same concepts? Top Dog, The Science of Winning and Losing. You can find it on my Reddit AMA. Why is limiting playtime a good idea? Because it forces you to learn more in less time and be more effective about your learning instead of like spacing out and trying to learn in a different game because the one you're not in is not going very well. If it's the only game you get to play, you're going to learn in it. How do I tell people I don't know that I don't want to duo with them in a nice way? Say sorry, gotta go, can't do it right now. What drove you to leave Minnesota for Finland? Free tuition. I actually left Boston for Finland. After working in TSM Renegades TL within the past month, how would you compare the team atmosphere? TSM, super welcoming and like high end, like really, really good placement, like location, house, everything taken care of, like really, really awesome setup. Renegades, best cook North America by far. Team Liquid, busy. It's just like so busy. It's like a hive. It's really cool here. Like always stuff happening, very active. How do you deal with a challenger team who doesn't have any real drive to LSS even when they say that's all they want? I would ask them if that's what they really want. That's what I asked Dardoc. He was like, all I want to do is win. And I was like, really? And then he proved it to me the next day. Would you rather have an exceptionally talented player on a team or a highly driven one with above average potential? I would rather have driven. Talent doesn't mean anything. Although, if he's talented, it's probably because he's driven. So, I think it's kind of the same thing. How good is the challenger solo queue player's chances are for going pro? They're fine if that's what you want. Do you have a good GPA to go to school in Finland? I don't know. I worked for 7 years before I went to school in Finland. And I got in because of my life experience. It had nothing to do with my GPA. But I did take the GRE, I guess, and I got like almost perfect scores. Please. Oh, best cook NA, yeah. How do I calm down before a big game and use the stress to my advantage? Don't calm down. See the stress as the advantage. Channel it into your focus. If your mind is racing, try to de-race your mind by just letting it race and focusing on what you need to do with your behavior, like controlling your physical body. How do you approach players who are extrinsically motivated as opposed to intrinsically motivated? There is only intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic stuff is just a way to instrumentally change internal motivation. How does Piglet do in your sessions? We haven't had any individuals with Quan with Piglet. I have been working with him in the workshops, and he does amazing. He understands what I'm trying to say, and also Loco and the other coach speak like Korean and English. Okay, I'm gonna do a page of Reddit, you guys. So, like, let me do like a couple pages of Reddit now that I'm caught up on the YouTube chat. Let's see. I'm 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, there's so many pages. Okay, what are you focusing on teaching teams? Okay, so I've got 3 pages of work to do. YouTube, on Reddit, and then I'll go back to the YouTube stuff. I ended an Aldrich Yan's question. Like, does he understand what you're trying to say about Piglet? So that's where I'm going to start again when I get to YouTube. I'll highlight it there so I don't lose it. And I'm going to get a drink, and I'm going to tackle Reddit, maybe use the bathroom, and then I will, then I'll go back and do another whole, like, hour of YouTube if I can. Give me a second.
I'll ask Jake. Okay, if I don't fucking flash anything, okay. I should have been up before. This one already.
Q-Start is better on bed 100% of the time, right? Not really. I prefer W.
Oh, Max CP, which is it? What's
Okay, I'm gonna see if anybody like actually bought me dinner. Then I can actually order dinner, like from here and have it delivered on stream. That'd be so crazy. This is like my first ever stream, so let's see.
I'm not sure what she's going to do.
How do I see if I have any donations? I don't even know how this works. PayPal.com, maybe? Oh my god, I'm gonna cough. Don't cough, don't cough, don't cough. It hurts so much when I cough. It hurts so much when I cough. Oh my god, I got $6 from Jeremy Golden. For dinner. Is that, like, did that really happen?
Why is my leasing just powered?
Jeremy Golden. $6, February 29th, 12:30 a.m. Thank you very much for sharing your time and perspective. Definitely won't afford you dinner, but you can probably buy at least 2 boxes of Altoids. I sent you an email to follow up. I look forward to hearing from you, JG. Cool. Okay, I'm going to go to Grubhub. Grubhub.com. What should I get in LA? Oh, by the way, if you guys want to buy me tea or something, paypal.me/Weldon Green. Apparently it's a thing. Like, it actually happened. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy Golden. This computer is the slowest thing ever. Okay. Whoa, I almost said Team Liquid's dress. That was like super close. I was like, alright. I'm just so used to saying stuff out loud that I'm like, I was just like, let me just say this out loud. But then I realized I was streaming, and that would be really bad. I'd probably get swatted or something. What should I eat or drink? Let me just click find food and see what happens. Oh, that's optional. What I feel like is optional. Oh, Jeremy Golden, you just typed in chat. You can definitely afford at least some Altoids. Dude, I think that I might be able to get like a drink or something. Like a boba tea.
Holy shit.
20 of 23 restaurants. Maybe I could just ask the guys over there where they ordered their tea from.
Can I ask a question? Where did you order your tea from? Where did you order your tea from?
Where we ordered tea from?
Boba Bear? Okay. Was it on Grubhub? What? Postmates? Okay.
They ordered from like Boba Bear on Postmates. Maybe I'll just search Boba on Grubhub. Ah, go away. I don't want $7 off my first order. Thanks, but no thanks. Boba. Any advice, motivation for losing weight? Diet. Also, I like intermittent fasting. It's worked really well for me. Moonhouse cuisine.
Dennis is playing this in San Antonio. You got inspired.
Oh, you know what I should do is I should search smoothie. Smoothie.
This is actually so good. I actually watched a lot of this
Smoothie.
week.
Smoothie. Smoothies and juices. There we go. That's what I need. I need like a smoothie place. Oh my gosh, like, what the heck is this? Just a bunch of Italian restaurants. How is this even a smoothie place at all? I need like a Jamba Juice. Or whatever. Okay, this Grubhub stinks. I'm gonna try Postmates. Dun, da, 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 dun, da, 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 dun, da, da. Enter my address. You try not to say it out loud. Oops. Let me change this to Santa Monica instead of LA. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cough. Don't cough. It hurts too much. This is hard. This is so hard. Why is it hard to like order stuff? I think because I'm streaming. So my computer is like going crazy.
That's not Josh, I miss you.
Lost. Let me search
Who's John go for me?
Santa Monica.
You're dead bottom.
I think it's
Power for 7 minutes.
Sawtell, LA. There we go.
Yes. League of Legends. Lovely.
Boba Bear, delivery in 35 minutes. Sweet Rose Creamery.
Not
Let me click on Boba Bear. Somebody said, check my PayPal. I gotta scroll up. Joshua John sent me $20 for dinner. Hang on, maybe he sent a note. Joshua John. No note. I should go up and find out what he said.
Leeson, the first round play, 13 minutes. He's going for it. Can you do it? Oh, that's not wrong.
I don't know how to tell
Joshua John.
It took him like 13 minutes to pull off.
There's Jeremy Golden. You're still here in chat. Joshua John.
Take it.
Check your PayPal again, well then you should be able to get dinner now. Thanks.
Oh, shit.
Is that all you had to say? That's all you had to say? I can say something else. Okay, maybe, okay, let me try to log into this. Connect with Facebook.
Yes.
Maybe I can set up,
What skills is it? How far is it?
like, maybe I can set up like a PayPal here. Create a password.
Tell me sneaky.
Save it.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
Look like me or you're doing the dodge. Use the flash.
Add new card. I want to add a PayPal. Can't I add a PayPal instead of a card?
Copy to so sorry.
That's not even. Oh well. Okay. Let's try this. I'm not gonna read my freaking card out loud. Jeez. I did that once when I was making a video. Luckily, I could delete the video. I was like, I'm in narration mode, right? So I just kind of like read whatever I'm doing because I'm trying to entertain people. And then I ended up reading my card out loud. Luckily,
Oh, yeah.
it was just a recording.
Come on, team, let's go. No. Took my lip. Spoke too soon.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cough. Don't cough, don't cough. Oh. Ugh, ever since I had that cough and I like pulled a muscle from coughing so much for a week, it's like so painful. So very, very painful. How do I get this delivered? Should I deliver to my name? I'm not actually on here. Who's the name of the apartment, actually? Okay. My mobile phone. It's like
Why?
He's just farming as ace in the whole game. He's just farming top side and like when you go bot side, he's like farming raids.
That is actually super good.
He's don't get it.
No, like, that is actually really good.
He's taking
Sure,
turrets.
don't troll it. He's actually really good. Yeah, yeah.
Now
Let me make sure this is the right zip code. I'm actually not sure. Just like check. Search.
Right side.
Oh, stop.
Yesterday. And so doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the right zip code. Okay. But I wonder if I should put like a phone number that they can reach. Like all I have is a Finnish phone number. I gotta scroll up and find the previous question I answered so I can keep answering questions for y'all. No, I said I needed to do some Reddit questions. But I want to order this boba. I just didn't think it was going to take so long. Okay. Where's this Aldrich Jan? Oh, comment. There it is, okay. Who's the most driven player you've worked with so far? It has to be either Piglet or Double Lift. Could be Afromoo, actually, though.
Oh, shit. We actually do like every turret.
Yeah, this phone number's not valid. What I'll do is maybe I'll put Loco's phone number in here. Or, maybe I'll just ask Loco Steve. Steve. Loca. Steve, can I use your phone for a Postmates delivery? My number will not allow to be typed in. It's all foreign. Okay, I'll continue answering questions while I'm waiting for that. Thank you so much, Joshua John, for letting me get dinner. And for Jeremy Golden, $26 toward my dinner. Sexy stuff. I love it. Oh my god! William Beckler gave me $5 more for my dinner. I'm gonna get a $31 dinner now. Actually, I can put this on my Starbucks card for the trip home. I can actually get Starbucks before I leave America. Here's $5 for you. That's like a 20-piece chicken McNugget at McDonald's. Hope more people follow in your footsteps. Thanks, William Beckler. I hope more people do too. I think they already are, and I will definitely get my first and last Starbucks in America on my way to the airport with your $5. It will be the most delicious thing ever. Why did TSM fall apart after you left? Lack of faith. What is your relationship with Double Lift? Do you think he has continued to grow since MSG? Nope. He has. Oh, do you think he was regressing before you stepped in for TSM? No. How's your relationship with Double Lift? He is one of my favorite people. Yes, he has. The CLG thing was hard for him, and it will cause growth, just like it did with Zach. If you could assemble a super team, who would be on your team? What are you focusing on teaching teams that you work with that is allowing them to see immediate results? Productive tension versus passive aggressive stuff, and focusing on what's important in the present instead of the past. Well then, how did you handle having to assist teams playing each other? Yes, it was hard. I had to be super careful about what I said. Can you teach me how to meditate? Mindgames.gg/Mac for a few days, but don't sign up because it's going live. Member Academy soon. Member.gg. I have a 50-session program. Otherwise, headspace.com and Mara Brock's website. I want to be a sports psychologist. Any tips? Do it.
Back here.
Also, that means you want to be an entrepreneur. Just FYI. There's no job title out there. Sports psychologist that you apply for, like the resume. Half. Build your own company. Sell your own services.
What's better?
How'd you end up living in Finland? Also, can you speak Finnish? Free tuition. Kind of.
Wait, we're winning the
Moi.
game. So who's he top player?
Herve.
Everything's doing well.
I like how you said you would never work with Reggie. Look how that went. Money's greater than everything, I guess. Money is awesome. My boy.
Oh my god.
If flat chest and awesome, but no questions.
I really want to fight.
It's question about it. Perfect.
Nice.
Three questions. How often do you teach a single player at a time? From my 100% unprofessional view, that sounds more effective than any kind of team exercise, as everyone is unique and won't open up in front of a group, especially not the basically teenager pros who do nothing but play games 14 hours. For measurable improvements, how long does this process take? Weeks, months? How do you think these sports teams have a dedicated full-time sports psychologist in tune? Number one, how often do you teach a single player at a time? Always, if I am able to do extended training. 2, 8 weeks minimum for effect. 3, do you think esport teams will have a dedicated full-time sports psychologist anytime soon? Yes.
I don't think you killed this guy.
I think they're playing against Double Lift over there. Let's see if Steve wrote me back. He did not. Help! I want my boba tea.
Shit, Sneaky.
That'd be actually just fun.
Okay, I'm gonna be that guy. Why did you choose Ember? I would imagine that TSM, Renegades, TL, or some LCS would offer you big money, mostly TSM. Why Ember?
I don't like these games.
Why Ember? Nope. No offer from TSM, TL, or Ren. Ember offered. I took.
Thank you, Reddit balancing team for the ring runner. Essentially, that's the
Push top, you rotate to.
if enough people on Reddit complain about something.
Do you think the current state of LCS players is too much and too stressful, especially having some of them are? Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think players will play as well, considering how much they play the game every day? Do you think it's dangerous both influence? It's dangerous and also unavoidable, because the only way to increase volume right now is to increase playtime. Once, if Riot ever truly care about professional players aging well and having normal lives, they will release sandbox mode so that players can train more effectively and have balanced lives. Till they do that, Riot Games is artificially limiting the pro player community in LoL to teenagers who are abused for how much free time they have. It is an absolutely disgusting travesty. Do you think TSM's problems are synergy related or individual play related? I believe they simply have no. Wait, I'm going back to answer the previous question. I believe they simply have no conception of what an elite motor movement is or how it is formed in the brain and trained. Do you think that TSM's problems are synergy related or individual play related? How would you act if you were their head coach? What kind of approach would you take? Synergy.
What's happening?
I would coach them
What's happening?
like, I don't know,
That's what I would
like a coach, like a me coach,
Boom, temper.
whatever that is. What kind of approach would you take? I would
That's like trusty voice.
make them learn things every scrim. Do you think that TSM's problems... did I answer that? Do you think you could be a head coach?
I fucking hate
Uh,
Yeah, it's actually salty against
I'm honestly not sure. I don't think I have the time to become super amazing at game strategy, at lane tactics. But I think I am good at game strategy because I am older and more experienced with games and strategy. Based on the teams you have helped, who do you think would have the deepest run at Worlds? TL. Because they believe they can. Is there really any mindset difference between the regions and how they tackle the games? Yeah, EU is more likely to listen to. It's more professional. EU is more dedicated and NA is more professional. What's your stance on toxicity for both pros and community in general? Anonymity spurs it. See Stixay situation. And non-anonymity solves it. See punishments pro players for toxicity. Anonymity, accountability solves it. Finally, NA LCS playoff predictions. CLG first and Worlds. World champions. If TSM offers you a position in the staff, would you have possibly taken it? Yes. Depends on the offer. 100 freestyle time, 49. I'd never heard of sports psychologist until I heard and hearing about what you do for the LCS. It sounds like a really rewarding and interesting career, so I'm curious, how do you go about getting into the field? I'm guessing there's sports psychology in college. What paths did you take? How did you decide to do what you want to do for school? And what's the most memorable moment as a sports psychologist?
Holy shit! League of Legends!
Sport coach into a master's degree. Sport and exercise psychology. I wanted to find out why and how I was motivating my swimmers, and also find out how to motivate to exercise and not get diabetes. My most memorable moment was the first CLG boot camp in LA,
Good shit, boys.
5 weeks,
Literally losing the game the whole time.
few weeks
They get there,
before
like, so
MSG.
when people go bottom and you know how much I care about that? You don't care at
Can
all.
you please elaborate more about getting in the zone? I always have other things on my mind and have trouble focusing on the game. I play completely differently and shot call a lot when I'm in the zone, but otherwise I can become attached to the game. It's a 100% focus on the present, not the past, on the self, on the task, not the self,
How has it been with Weldon
and
AMA?
without judgment, not judgmentally. So just bring your attention to that and you will act the same if it doesn't feel like as pleasurable as being in the zone.
GP overall is like, probably still okay, but
What are some things I could do or think of to improve my game player mentality? Gratitude. List 3 things grateful for every morning and then all the time.
separates black and black.
Do mindfulness. Training. Decide what your ambition is and choose to motivate yourself by tying things towards that ambition. I've been waiting around for more of your YouTube videos but haven't seen anything recently. Is that because you've been busy training teams? Yes. Yes. I have been busy. Will make lots when I get back to Finland. I think we have one per day next week or more. Where in Minnesota are you from? Shakopee. I agree with your premise that an individual can be mentally consistent and have varying results to the performance or talent of their opponents. I do, however, think that the report card feeds back to their ability to remain consistent. The difference is seeing an individual's future performance and the rate at which they can improve is finding a consistent way to learn from any result. But that whether someone performs well or poorly, they should take the same approach with regards to their post-game thoughts and practice. What could have I improved on? Blah, blah, blah. And the step I feel most people miss is when they create a goal. I think they set a realistic goal. Understanding realistic outcomes in a reasonable time is difficult for many to do, and this is especially true with younger. How do you approach post-game feedback and goal setting? Just like what you said. Just like what you described. Growth is number 1. The faster growth trajectory is the one that wins. We talk about mostly resistance and overcoming resistance in post-game. In week planning, we talk about mental toughness, growth, and success in the previous weeks.
And that's why it's good for like in the first game versus tip where they're not like August and mid. It's good there. And then Z-Dross is usually consistent.
Thanks for the answer. You're welcome. Most competitions are about showing who is the best. How do competitors do not take losses as a person of failing and keep them motivated to improve? By helping them see the long-term trajectory of their careers. What made you choose our cold and gray country as a place to live? Free tuition and the nice winter weather. How would you recommend for people to not tilt in solo queue, dynamic queue, losing a lot of games in a row? How do you get back in the game or not tilt at all? People don't tilt. Focus on the present, not the past.
We'll see soon. Our team has really good K plays already.
Play with joy and
So like this
gratitude.
is something out the warm up. You can like swim or something. It's just like it's better than for them sports series, you know. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Sweeping nice to win.
You're all right in my book, Weldon. I mean, I'm a nobody, but you know me. You're all right to me. Hi, Weldon. After seeing you work on TSM Legends, I ended up going through your entire comment history and stumbled upon your recommendation of the book Top Dog Sense of Winning Leagues. Do you have any more reading material for someone interested in the science band competition? Superman, even Kotler. I think it's Superman. I'm searching now. The Rise of Superman on Amazon. Just a second. I'm waiting for my Amazon to load. 1 second. Just waiting for my Amazon to load. Nobody still is letting me use their phone number to deliver this food.
Who's that?
Arg. Okay. Yeah. Short link to this page. Copy. Close. Where'd my Reddit thing go? Okay. The Rise of Superman by Stephen Kotler. Affiliate link. How hungry driven is TSM compared to when you worked for CLG? Fairly equivalent. I'd say CLG was more driven atmosphere because of the coaching staff. TSM fans on Suicide Watch. Eek. You are a kindred soul. My family hates mint ice cream, but I love it. I love mint ice cream. My God, laugh my ass off. Hey, laugh my ass off. Okay. What are your long-term plans for Ember Academy? To be awesome. And a one-stop shop for esport performance. LOL exclusive, branching out. LOL game exclusive, but performance training is multi-sport. What do you think of the future for Ow. Whoa. Oh, that was painful. I'm still working through the Reddit pages, guys. Give me a second here. Phone number is still not valid. I wish that had Loco's phone number. Maybe I do. I can use him. Let me search Loco's phone number and just use his. Loco. Do. I guess I don't have his number? I thought I did. Let's see. Wait, no, I think this is it. Okay. +1. Oh my God, I almost said it out loud. Oh my God, sorry, Loco.
2 months. Damn, the milestone.
Come on, please work. I want my boba tea.
Wait, just play like twins. Okay. I didn't pass that. Oh, you did? No.
Okay. It worked. Verify email. I have to verify my email now. Oh my gosh. So annoying. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Postmates. Click the following link. Okay. Okay, so Postmates is active. Now I search my address, and then I can find the boba tea. Hopefully. Boba. Where'd it go? Ooh, Jack in the Box dollars. Where'd that boba place go? Cafe 50s? Ooh, maybe Cafe 50s has like ice cream. But that'll be melted by the time it gets to me. I'm gonna back up. Ah, gosh. Oh, my cough hurts a lot. Tatsu ramen. Boba Bear, I found it. Okay. Coffee, milk teas, mocktails, specialty smoothies. Wow. That's very lame. Guess I get a... coconut milk tea, coffee milk tea, original milk tea, caramel latte, chocolate mint mocha. I don't want caffeine, it's like 11 at night. I want like a... oh my gosh, I don't even know what I want. What do I want, guys? Munchies? Should I get munchies? Should I just get food? Should I just go like Jack in the Box or whatever? I don't even know what Jack in the Box is. I heard that if I'm in LA, I'd like have to eat Jack in the Box. But I'd rather just get like sushi or something. Late night eats. Late night eats, here we go. McDonald's, Taco Bell, pizza, Chick-fil-A, Enzo's. No thanks. Noodles, 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 Healthy Bites.
You guys want donuts?
What are you doing? Yes! Oh my god. I was about to order out.
What kind do you want?
I'll come with you.
Donuts? It's just, okay.
Yeah, I just really want to walk out. I'm streaming. Okay, guys. I'm going to go. I'm going to end my AMA stream, and I'm going to answer all the future questions on Reddit. And I will start my stream when I get back again. Or I can leave it running. I think I won't leave it running. I just realized I'm not turning the microphone. I'm going to turn my stream off, and I'll turn it back on when I get back. I really need to go get something to eat, so I'm going to use this amazing, yummy PayPal money. Thank you, Jeremy Golden, and... you were the first, so I remembered your name, I think. Yep. Jeremy Golden, Joshua John, and William Beckler for getting me dinner. I'm going to go out and get some dinner, and then I will be right back. And I'll start the stream again, okay? But I don't want to keep streaming while I'm running out. So I will stop the stream, and I will see you all again in like 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And I gotta answer a bunch of Reddit stuff too. So I'll see you again soon.